this, as you can see, is a farm. It's a farm in the Chacos, which is an agricultural area between Paraguay and Brazil. It's huge, vast. It's home to many, many small farms, and this is one of them, probably quite a large farm. But actually, this is also a school. And so when Yaron Lanier this morning said we should teach people by them becoming what they're trying to learn using avatars, this school already does that, because it teaches people who are going to work in agriculture and on farms how to be better farmers by, in part, getting them to run a farm whilst they're at school. So this school, the San Francisco Farm School, outside Asuncion, its budget is $330,000 a year. All of that is earned through the activities of the school's farm. 1 week the children study history, maths, English, whatever. The next week they work on the farm. The farm runs, the school runs 20-odd businesses. The head of dairy teaches dairy, but also runs a dairy business. This was created by a complete revolutionary, a guy called Martin Burt. And Martin didn't come from education. Like most of these innovators, came from outside education and came into it and said, well, why should the boundary between learning and work be so tight? Maybe actually learning could be done through work. This is another place that I went to. This is a favela on the edge of Bogota called La Capria, and this is where the biggest challenges of the next century will be met. They won't be in our societies and cities, they'll be in cities like this. Vast, exploding, expanding cities full of young people, hungry for education, relatively poor, and they want new and different ways to do it. This area of Bogota will have many schools. Many children will go to them, many more than used to. But the kind of education that they get there will ill-prepare them for the kind of world that they will face, where they'll have to be entrepreneurial, they'll have to find different ways to earn their livings over the course of their lives, and where thinking on your feet is an absolutely critical skill. What works in places like this? Well, what works are innovations that generate more education in some ways, but do it better by doing it differently. And the trouble is with much of education policy, both here and around the world, the Millennium Development Goals enshrine this: get more children into school. But if the schools that they go to confine and condemn them to years of boredom, where they're almost certain to fall behind, and when they fall behind, they're more likely to drop out, then making sure that more children go and spend more time in those places is not necessarily progress.